Dress for Success blew me away. I couldn't believe how fast they worked to turn around and help so many women that had gotten flooded. And when you walked in, it was this overwhelming feeling, the strength in everyone. Just kind of let us all know that it was gonna be okay.
That was a clip from A Common Thread, a documentary highlighting 3 remarkable women and their journeys beyond the suit and services they received from Dress for Success. The producer of this documentary is KHOU 11's own Mia Gradney. She's with us, along with Lauren Levicki Corville, the president of Dress for Success Houston, and Letisa Brown, one of the women featured in this documentary. Good morning.
Good morning, Deborah.
All right, let me start with this. As you know, being in the public eye, a lot of times nonprofits call on us to help them get the word out. Why was Dress for Success something that really spoke to your heart?
So for me, before I was in television, I was in retail, and I had witnessed the difference you could make in putting someone in an outfit that made them feel great about themselves. You know the old saying,
absolutely. I
you
worked in
look
retail
good,
also.
you feel good, right?
They turn someone around in the mirror and they go, wow, right?
Yes, and it's just such a positive feeling. That person feels good about themselves. You feel good about it. And when I was looking to serve others and give my time, as I had for years, starting when I was a child with my family, I thought this is truly the perfect fit.
Yeah, and Lauren, there was such a need out there that for many years people didn't realize, but even if you're going to go to a job interview, that's the moment for a lot of these women who've been through a tough time. That is the moment when you need the most confidence of all, and you're nodding your head, all right? You're nodding your head because you know that feeling, right?
I do.
What were you dealing with?
I actually was laid off, and that was something that I had not anticipated.
Hits your self-esteem and it makes you scared,
it did.
right?
It really did, and I was a single mom and raising my daughter financially on my own, so I had the only income, and now it was gone.
Yeah.
So what do I do now?
Right, and Lauren, Dress for Success, I've seen over the years change so much. It's not just about the clothing, it's the other stuff as well that surrounds it. Just for people who aren't familiar, explain to them the services that you have.
Yes, so we actually are celebrating our 20th anniversary this year, and we've had the privilege working with over 200 agencies who refer low-income, job-ready women to Dress for Success Houston when they're going to that interview or career fair. And that's only the beginning. So much more beyond the suit as we've grown to provide over 20 programs, educational programs, professional development, Speak for Success that Mia launched, our veteran outreach, job search. If a woman has gone through the suiting program and hasn't landed a job, she's going on that second and third interview. So it's about the network of support more than it is just professional attire.
Yeah, and Mia, you have the Young Professionals group that you also launched, right?
Yes, so back in 2003, I was a very young volunteer at the time, about 10 years old.
Yeah, I remember we were in elementary school together.
Yes, exactly. You did, Deborah. But I had been volunteering there, and Nancy Levicki, co-founder and president of Dress for Success Houston at the time, walked out one day while we were dressing clients and said to myself and another young volunteer, wouldn't it be great if you girls started something to bring on the future
the next generation
donors,
of,
the future volunteers? And I was like, hey, you call your friends, I'll call mine. And years later, thousands of dollars raised and thousands of women helped. It's really been powerful.
And that's what you're celebrating, because like with any great charity, you know, you do the work and the people go out into the world and contribute to it, right? So there's so many great stories with Dress for Success. You've continued to bring those great stories on the show. You put them together in a documentary. I would imagine it was really, really hard to narrow down just a few stories.
Oh my goodness, because there are countless stories at Dress for Success Houston. Every single woman that I have dressed, every single woman that Lauren and the staff have come in contact with, they all have these deeply moving stories. And it was challenging. Letisa, I had known from Speak for Success. She had attended the class that I host. Always this big smile, electric, ready to rock and roll. And ready to embrace everything that Dress for Success had offered. So her, Karma, I also had gotten to know through the years. So these are women that I had an idea of who they were. I thought I knew their stories, Deborah, going into it. But as we did these interviews and as we learned more about them, there's so much more beyond the suit and beyond the woman.
You know their situation, you don't know the feeling. And that's what this documentary gives you, is the feeling. And so at that time that you had lost your job, there's fear. I mentioned that sets in.
Yes.
But then there's also your self-worth, because so many times we do attach ourselves to our ability to take care of ourselves and our jobs. And when that's taken away, it takes a minute for us to realize that the job may have been taken away, but my skill set and who I am was not taken away.
You're exactly correct. And Dress for Success, they were more than a suit for me, for the simple fact they came into my life when I needed support. I had lost my son previously 5 years, and throughout the years, I had been using things to cover it up.
Yeah.
To
And sometimes
not
a
really-
job is a great distraction,
It's
right?
a very great distraction. And when my job was taken away from me, my daughter was away, I was alone.
Yeah.
And I had to stand in my loss. And as I was walking that journey, I didn't really know who I was as a woman, as a professional. I was just stripped. So when I walked in the doors of Dress for Success, they helped me to find me.
Yeah.
And I built myself up with their help.
What do you know today, thanks to Dress for Success, if another job goes away?
It's nothing but a thing. I am more than just a job. I've found myself in this journey of mine. They have helped me so much. The women that's a part of this organization, even the fact that they've inspired me to write a book about my journey to help other mothers who have to walk my same journey I just did, to give them a blueprint. It's amazing what I've done just being a part of the organization.
And Lauren, the thing, of course, with every nonprofit, you know, you kind of have to shuck and jive and adjust to the changes that happen. When we realized that there are more women vets on the streets, that's when you started that program. Harvey did a number on a lot of folks as well. And so you actually highlight one of the women in A Common Thread, the name of the documentary, who lost everything in Harvey.
Right. Karma, lost everything in Harvey. She is a mother of 5, a single mother of 5. And she had built up so much for her and her family and was taking great pride in that. But when Harvey came, it took all of it, and it rocked her. And these are the things that so many other fellow Houstonians are dealing with, Deborah, right? And these hurdles that they face. But it's through these women and the organization and the hope and the inspiration, the confidence and the courage that it's given them. And I think we really wanted to show people through these 3 women that they're not any different from any of us.
Yeah.
Letisa has worked in IT for years, and we just wanted people to know that these are our fellow Houstonians.
Which is why I love the name A Common Thread, because we all share that common thread. I'm going to close with, how can we help? So many of us have clothes sitting in our closet. What things do you need specifically? How does it work when we donate? And when you donate, look, if you would not wear it again if you were the right size,
Don't donate it.
Don't donate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What we're talking about is that you have a suit you wore a couple of times, it's now a size 6, and you're never going to see a size 6 again. Or a 14 and you lost some weight, good for you. But anyway, what can we do? How do we donate?
We're actually located on 3310 East Side Street behind Lamar High School, and there's an easy circle drive where you can come bring your clean professional attire. We always need handbags, and closed-toed shoes is a huge call out. This year already we've served 3,000 women, so that's 3,000 handbags. And beyond that are our volunteers. We have over 400 volunteers like Mia who commit their time and their energy, and we couldn't do the work we do without them.
Right.
So if you're interested in learning more about volunteering with us, we'd love for you to go to the website, dfshouston.org.
All right, back up the truck, because I'm getting ready to bring some donations your way. Yeah.
It's going to be good then.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right, because I have a few 6s in my closet. That's not going to happen. All right, A Common Thread airs tomorrow night at 8 p.m. right here on KHOU 11. Thank you very much, Mia. Thank you all.
Thank you.